to the cloud. There we go. So today I made sure I was decent. Last week I was so upset. I watched that back. I was like, holy cow. I had on a wrap dress and it was not quite appropriate. Anyway, so I was making sure I was covered today.
I didn't even pay attention, Megan. I was like,
oh, well, okay. Now you know, watch out for me. Wardrobe malfunction. All right. So I just like to, always say, hey, anything going on, anything. I got to catch up with Michelle and Talissa a little bit. Anything going on special for you, Leslie?
no, I have a couple more orders to put in this evening.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's good. School got back to, we were virtual this week, or you're back to normal, or no?
We bring our students back, well, some of them back on Tuesday. So we've been working to kind of prepare for that. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. May the force be with you, right?
It's been busy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say, Lord willing, tomorrow will be the first day in a year that all three of my children should be at school. That's big, because we had lots of my middle son, Case's school flooded. It had his 7th grade hall flooded. So it stayed closed all week. And then this week they get to go back, but they have to be in different places. They're going to put the 7th graders kind of here and there to make it work, and teachers off periods or whatever. But Colby's been quarantined. Case has been quarantined. Caden was virtual. Colby was virtual. Tomorrow is the first day that I'm going to not have anyone in my house except the dumb dog. If I just didn't have that dog, it would be awesome. I don't know what I would do with myself, but anyway, I do. So, all right. Well, I'm glad y'all are doing well. Thanks for joining. We're going to start with our holler. So I'm going to put on my disco ball because I'm sticking with that. That's fun. All right. The little things in life that make me happy. I'm going to announce all the people that are active up to 500. So I'm going to say pretty much first names. That way I don't mess anyone's last names up. Okay, so I'm going to do Kimberly. Kimberly G is honorable mention because she is $6.80 away from being active. So you can do it, Kimberly. Selena and Heather T. Diana Facinda, Tyler, Anne, Annie Whitley, Christy S, Tracy R, Cammie Wilson. I think she's Cammie Chance, but I always get confused because of the workstation. Anyway, Mary Keith, Heather Smith, TJ, Heather W, and Tracy Murphy. Okay, so those are our active peeps. Very excited. Here are our peeps with over 500 so far, because the day is not over, but it is the last day of the month. Oh, come on, disco ball. Shauna Mayo, woo woo, Cindy Edwards, Leslie Still, holla, Melanie, and Roxanne. Nice. And then we have 3 people above 1,000, and that is Amy Hansen, me, and Morgan Peterson. So I'm really excited. It has been a very good month for a lot of people. And just something interesting, while I talk about team numbers, this past year has been really good for the party peeps. Like really good. People are actively working their businesses more. Some of the new people are actively working. We've gone from, will we make team numbers? I don't know, to I feel pretty confident we're going to make team numbers, and that's a real blessing. So I'm proud of y'all, and I can't wait to see what this rest of this year brings, because things just keep going. I wasn't sure how great February would be, but you guys have pulled it out. Something to keep in mind with your teams, the 80-20 rule. 20% of the people are really the ones that work, right? And do the leadership and do the work. It's the exact same with my team. I mean, we have 84 people currently. And this is what I should have counted: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 active out of 84. That's just active even. So that's a lot of people that are not active, that did $0 or up to 200. So, just keep that in mind when you get new people on your team. It's so exciting. It is so exciting. It is like the hope of, hope springs eternal. You've got someone new and this is going to be it. And it might be, and you're going to move forward with that person that way. But just know that it's really like the cream of the crop. The 20% that show up for the Zooms, the 20% that are actively trying, the 20% that keep learning and growing. So Look for those people that seem to really want it, who are achievers, and know they're going to be part of your 20%, because it's almost always 20%. So I just thought I'd say that. Okay, and one more celebration. We have a new prefect for the Hufflepuff house, and that is Tyler Peebles. She is stepping up to help lead her team. So I'm very excited about that. And I did want to just say, especially for the people watching the recording back, we have spot for one more person. I am going to let that be a volunteer thing unless nobody volunteers, and then I'm going to volunteer someone. But we are going to see if anybody else wants to step up to be one of the leaders of the Hufflepuff house. So that was what I wanted to get kind of done first. So last week we were looking and thinking about bookings, and I haven't gone back through and tallied up and seen all the points. I'm going to do that this evening. But did anybody here get some bookings during the week?
I haven't.
No. Okay. Well, that's okay, because you can do that anytime and every time. And knowing that tomorrow is March 1st, I would just encourage you this week to just ask like 10 people a day. Ask 10 people a day in March. You're like, I don't even know 10 people. Yes, you do. You know 10 people, and all of your 10 people know 10 people. Start with your 5 people that you know would say yes just because they're your closest, they're your Fab 5, they're your top people. Start with those people and tell them, listen, we have a new catalog. I haven't really had any parties. I really want to share this with some people, and I'd love for you to do that for me and to get all the free stuff. Can we set that up? And just go for it, okay? So start with your 5 that you think would not say no because they love you, or they're obsessed with Scentsy and they buy a ton. Maybe it's your best customers and they just normally just buy, but say, why not just share? Because my business will grow that way and I'd really appreciate it, but you'll get free and half price Scentsy. So if every day you ask 10 people, you're going to get some parties. And I just wanted to remind you this, I did a party yesterday. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I was not feeling it. I did not want to do it. The only reason I did it is because I posted with y'all that I was going to do it, and nobody signed up to do it with me. I mean, some people were going to, and it didn't work out, but I still felt responsible to do it, to show that it could happen in a really quick time frame. So I basically texted people yesterday. The party was at 4:30. I started about 1:30. And I started with my best friends. My best friends. They're not even the ones that buy a ton of Scentsy, but they're the people who, if I say, listen, I'm doing a little preview, I'm doing it to show off what's new, no pressure to buy, but I just would love to see your beautiful face. They're the ones that would say yes if they can. And honestly, people usually know whether they're free closer to the date than farther ahead. If you invite people 2 and 3 weeks out, they're like, I don't know if I'm free. That day, you're like, oh yeah, I'll be sitting around at 4:30. Sure, I'll hop on for 30 minutes. So I got about 5 people, I think, that joined me, and it was nice. It was good. I didn't plan like I usually like to plan, but it still worked. And I got a lot of orders from just those few people. So the next step is, thanks for your order. Can we do this party in March with your friends? So that's my next step. The other thing I was going to say, I almost hate hearing that make your list of 100, like, because it's just from the first day I joined over 11 years ago, make your list of 100, make your list of 100, make your Frank, whatever. Frank, friends, relatives, whatever the other ones are, that acronym, neighbors, kids, activities, things like that. I showed you my paper list that I had made back in July. Well, I finally decided to go through my workstation and sort by highest PRV customers. And then I went through my Amy app and I did the same. I wrote down all the names on paper and I came up with like 260. And that was just going back like 6 months or so. I do have a lot of customers, so that's encouraging. However, some of these people hardly order, or they order very small amounts. And so I was like, I just need to send them something in the mail, or I need to text them something real strategic. So I made my giant list, and then I realized I really need this in like a spreadsheet. So I've never been very good at spreadsheets. That's just one thing I never really learned. I'm embarrassed to say, but it's true. But I opened up some Google Sheets and I just started typing all my customers' names in. I did them from the people who have spent the most money with me, and I just ordered them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numerically. That way I can sort them different ways. I can sort them by people who are subscribed to my smelly boxes, people who have hosted, people who I think would be good teammates. I can put in all kinds of things and I can sort them different ways. But what I'm really going to do is I'm going to try so hard, and y'all can hold me to it. I would really appreciate some accountability if y'all would say, hey, are you doing your 10 people a day? Because I'm literally going to go number 1 through number 10 tomorrow, March 1st, and reach out to them with the idea of asking for bookings. And then I'm going to go the next day, number 11 to 20. And that's really what I encourage you to do. If you do not have 100 or 200 current customers, then start writing down people that you know, people that you'd like to know, people you think like smells, people you think like home decor, people who enjoy free stuff, people who could use income. Use all the different ways you can think about it to make your list. They don't have to be current customers. In fact, you want a lot of them to be people that are prospects. So just encouraging you to do that. Because here's the thing, none of us like rejection. That's the biggest thing about asking for parties. I personally don't want to be annoying. I don't want to feel like I'm using people. But people love our products and people want to buy them, and people are already buying them. So one of the things I'm also going to focus on, and I'm encouraging you guys, since we're kind of weak on bookings, I mean, we all are, when someone orders, try to turn it into a party. Because a lot of times when someone says, oh, I want a 10 bar special, or yeah, I need that new warmer, we're so excited to get the order. We're like, yay, okay, great, I'll order it, wonderful. And that's kind of the end. But it really should always be, absolutely, let me set that up as a party link. And here you've already got, your order will count for your host rewards. Let's share it with about 10 friends and get you some more free and half price Scentsy. It should just be, this is how you do it. I turn every order into a party link. And if that becomes like a mindset that you're going to do that, it's going to change your business. You're going to get the bookings. Okay. Also, real quick, before we move on from bookings, just because I feel like I know it's very important, you have to have the bookings before you can do the hostess coaching. Okay. And that's really our topic for this week, hostess coaching. I was going to see, I'm going to have Leslie do this with me. I'm going to use her real fast. I want you to be one of my customers. Okay. And I'm going to ask you for a party. I'm going to ask you to host a party. And I want you to say no. Okay. Okay. How are you doing, Leslie?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, I'm doing great. I have a new catalog, and I know you are going to love some of the stuff. There are some great new scents. And I know you'll have that counter clean. You're going to need some counter clean. Would you like to book a party and get some free and half price Scentsy?
I don't think I can commit to a party right now.
Okay, I totally understand. Maybe in a month or two, it'll be a better time for you.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and get your order. Yeah. Now, see, there's an example. I was hoping she was going to say yes, right? I always wanted to say yes. Did it feel great that she said no? No, but she's sweet. She's Leslie. And it didn't hurt my feelings because it's just not a good time for her. If it's not a good time for her, I don't want her to do it. Now, I could push a little. I could say, listen, I hear you. How about we just open a VIP shopping link? We'll put this order. It can say open a couple months. If any of your friends want to order along the time, would you like me to set that up for you? Now, Leslie, would you be more likely to say yes to that?
Yeah. Okay. So just to clarify, would I just need to share the link with my friends?
Yeah. I mean, your friends are already shopping online. It's so easy. Just anytime in the next maybe 2 months that they want some Scentsy, they can just go right on your party link and it'll add up, and then we'll close it out and you'll get some free and half price Scentsy as long as you get to at least $200 in order. And that's easy to do.
Oh, okay. I'll try that. I can do that.
See, now, so there's an example. First of all, even if she said no to that, like, no, because some people will. I have a funny story about a customer. She's precious, and she ordered so much Scentsy last year. She was my #1 customer, and that's saying a lot because my mother and my mother-in-law are really good customers. And so when she ordered so much Scentsy, I was like, she has got to start collecting rewards. Like I need to open her a shopping link. So I tried to explain the shopping link to her, and she thought I was trying to sign her up as a consultant, kind of like, like some companies have kind of a VIP wholesale kind of consultantship, I think. And so she was kind of thinking that's what I was trying to talk her into. And I tried once or twice, and then she kind of just kept saying no. And I was thinking, okay, but like, oh, she would get so much free. Because I'm pretty sure she single-handedly spent over $1,000 just in the fall with me. I'm not kidding. She had a problem. Every time I went live, she was like, I need all this stuff. You and Colby just showed off. I was like, oh my goodness. And then this is another funny story. So with my smelly boxes, I basically, if you subscribe for 11 months, you get the 12th month free. That's kind of how I've kind of got people to stick with me. She was one of those people. So in December, she was going to get her smelly box free. Well, in November, she said, I love them so much, but I've got Scentsy flowing out my ears. I can't have any more come in the house. And I said, oh, okay, totally understand. But you know that if you just buy this one, you get next month's free. She's like, I can't do it. I was like, okay, no worries. And then I thought, well, at least I don't have to do a free one next month for her, right? Like she still bought a ton. She just ordered a $200 order on my website today. So, I mean, she needs, first of all, she should be a consultant. But second of all, she should always have an open link so that everything is adding up and she's getting free and half price stuff. And I did finally convince her. I explained it again and she understood and she got a good bit free at Christmas time, which was nice. But sometimes people just don't understand the terminology. But I just say it's just like a personal shopping link. You don't have to say VIP if that makes people worry like it's some kind of special consultant link. Just say, I'm going to set you up a shopping link and then you can share it at any time, or even if you just order. I had a couple friends do that this last fall and they just shopped themselves over 3 months and they got rewarded, which is nice. But see, even with rejection, first of all, you're not going to die if they say no. A no right now is not always a no always. And we know that. Sometimes it changes. Leslie may just have too much going on in life right now that she's like, I can't worry with all that. Now, I'm going to have her say, well, maybe like be a little indecisive. So Leslie, here's all the stuff you want. Would you like to do a party?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I would, I don't think I can do a party right now.
Okay. Well, I hear you. I know it's really stressful, but what if all you had to do was show up for like 30 minutes, make a few comments, just message a few people, and I did all the work. I will make sure that I run the party. I will contact people about it. I'll take the orders. Do you think like you'd have 30 minutes? We could just enjoy each other and show some of the stuff off?
Maybe. Can I get back to you?
Okay. Yeah, you certainly can. Why don't we talk about it like next weekend?
Okay.
And so I would give like a time, since she's a little on the fence. I'm not going to be pushy because it doesn't seem like it's quite solid, but I might suggest that next weekend when we talk that she just takes the basket testers around. Like maybe she's seeing some people and she just wants to do it, or maybe she wants to borrow it for the day and not even worry about a party. And then I can get back to that link. Okay. So basically when you are talking to people, just be authentic. That is number one. I see all the time people suggesting certain ways to kind of trick people into parties. Listen, I do not like that. I will not do that because it doesn't feel good to me. It's just not now some people's personalities are just bold enough or they thrive on the chase. I know there's types of people that really enjoy kind of getting you to say yes, even if you don't want to. I really want it to be good for them, but I also know I need it. So it's about a mindset of how can you be true to yourself? Sometimes for me, it's talking to someone in person is better. I don't want to talk to someone in person. I still have that like, oh, I don't want to ask her face to face. She might say no to me, but she's going to see my smile and I'm going to see her eyes. And when I'm texting or I'm Facebook messaging just out of the blue, even when I work really hard to word it really nicely, I still feel like I'm that direct salesperson going, hey, what's up? And I hate that. And so for me, that is not genuine or authentic. So it's better to do a voice message to just say, hey, I've got a new catalog. I could really use a couple people sharing it with some friends. I think that we could get you some great free and half price, whatever she likes, something personal to her. Would you be interested in doing a 30-minute bingo party or a 30-minute family scavenger hunt? Or I can just present and it can be very low key. Or we can open a week-long Facebook event and it can be very simple. Or we can meet at Starbucks, or at the park with the kids, like whatever. But to me, I just think a big tip is voice and face-to-face as much as possible, unless it's someone that you already just text with often. When it's out of the blue, it just comes across as spammy. So one other big thing about bookings, we are in a relationship business. If you are not building genuine relationships, you're going to struggle always to book parties, because you are going to always be that person that's just trying to sell Scentsy. And what we want to be is that person that loves other people and has products and a business opportunity that is amazing and life-changing, that we just want to share. When you go from trying to sell Scentsy to sharing everything that Scentsy is in a genuine relationship way, that makes the difference. And people will do bookings for you. I have a really close friend that she's got severe lung issues. And so she's always just been kind of leery of scents. We find a lot that she does great with, but she's also just not real discerning and doesn't always want to change up her scent. But we have a mutual best friend who's always saying, you need some new bulbs, you need some new Scentsy, you need this. So she's always kind of a good assistant for me. And so anyway, I've never asked her name's Megan as well. I've never asked her to host a party. And last summer we went to a little girls' weekend, and I took all my Scentsy samples, all my Scentsy catalogs, because I needed to stamp them all and I needed to put my new party testers in and transition everything. And so while we're sitting around visiting, I would just pull it out and said, hey, y'all are going to help me stamp and stuff. And so they started helping me, and they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so I finally just went in. I was like, hey, Megan, you know a million people that I don't know. Would you do like a little 30-minute Facebook party? And I was really nervous, even though she's one of my closest friends. We've been friends for like over 20 something years. I was still nervous because I was afraid she was going to feel annoyed by me, or just didn't want to do it. The funny thing is, she was hesitant, and I was like, dang it. I didn't want that, But I found out something so interesting. Do you know why she was hesitant? She didn't want to let me down. She was worried that people wouldn't show up, that it wouldn't be a good party, and it wouldn't be good. And so she had like pressure. She felt pressure of not letting me down, which I was just thinking, she didn't want me to annoy her. She didn't want to do it. And honestly, I told her, listen, and this is an important part of booking. I want your party to be successful, and we're going to do everything in our power to make it successful. I believe we can, but sometimes it's not a good time. Sometimes it just falls in a place where people are busy. People don't have their paycheck isn't full right there. Their bank account's low. Like sometimes it's just not a good time. If we try it and it's a dud, because there are duds, we'll do it again in a few months. So that took all the pressure off of her. She was like, well, okay. You know what? She had one of the best parties I've had in a really long time. And it was new people that I did not know. So it was very exciting. And because of that, she should be willing to host again for me. She knows people are already going to buy. So hang on one second. Hey, girls, Miss Amanda's heading this way. Miss Amanda's on her way. Yes. Sorry, we're having a play date. And so, okay. All right. Any thoughts about bookings, things that you like specifically worry you don't know what to do about, or what's holding you back, or you feel a little more equipped to go forward now? Any thoughts you want to share?
I've definitely been struggling, and it's my own fault. I mean, I'm just struggling to even make myself ask. So
yeah, I hear you, girl. I think I'm going to blame COVID, because we can blame COVID on everything. Stupid COVID is how we refer to it in our house. We forgot. We don't even say COVID. We just go stupid COVID. Everybody's in a funk of some sort, even the ones that are still trying to hang in there and be positive. It has been a very most unusual year of humanity, right? Like it's challenging, and it's hard. So, but I was thinking about this, because I've heard one or two people who have not really sold much this whole year say, I don't want to bug people about it when they're so like they've lost their jobs and stuff. Well, you shouldn't, right? If someone's lost their job, you should not be bugging them about buying Scentsy. Now, you should be offering the Scentsy opportunity, I believe, because that could be huge for them. But you should not be bugging them to buy Scentsy. The difference is, I was thinking about this, how many businesses right now are there out there that people are still going to and trying to sell things? Yankee Candle, it's still open in my mall. They're not going, oh, I'm sorry, it's COVID, I don't want to bug you. They're trying to sell their candles. Now, they're struggling because people aren't going into the store. Now, if they've got a website, they're going to hang in there, right? But guess what? We have a website and we have people. So you are the person. And again, if it's a relationship thing, people are going to want to support you. People are going to want to see you and visit with you. And I think that's what makes our business unique. It's not just some clerk at the mall, that you're going to run in and buy, or decide if you're going to risk going into a crowded mall, because some people aren't doing that. So just keep in mind that businesses are closing their doors every day because they're not making it. We just found out the Carter's is closing in where we go. I'm like, oh, that's sad. That's because people are buying on websites and not getting out because of the circumstance. So the more you can genuinely engage with people, the more you're going to get bookings, right? And a lot of us are retreating. We just don't even want to deal with people. We just are tired. It's mentally exhausting. It's not super fun to get on another Zoom call every week, or, like plan something like that. I didn't really want to do that party yesterday because I just didn't physically feel super great. So number one, and I've been saying this a lot, I'm trying to practice what I preach, especially this week. We all need to drink water. We all need to sleep. We all need to move our bodies. We all need to be with people. Now, if being with people is just calling a best friend on the phone, or if it's getting on this Zoom once a week and seeing each other's faces, or if it's going for a walk with your spouse or a kid, that needs to happen, because a little pieces of our souls are all dying when we don't see people. And I want you to be safe, of course, but we all know we need people. And my point of that is not only to take care of ourselves and to help each other, but your customers need that. Some of them are retreating away and isolating to a point that they're really getting downright depressed. And it's a hard thing for people. So the more you can be that person who cares and checks in on them, the better human you're going to be, first of all. And it's going to just make your business naturally bloom and bless you. So now, when we talk about hostess coaching, you have to have a hostess, first of all, to coach. So that's why it's super important to be going like 10 people a day. If that's too much, 5 people a day, 3 people a day. Consistently asking. First of all, there's that whole theory of it takes 10 no's to get to 1 yes. It's kind of supposed to be a statistical truth. It takes about 10 no's to get to a yes. So get to that mindset of like, ooh, let me get my 10 no's because then I'm gonna get a yes, right? So you get like excited about that. That's one way to look at it. The other thing is just saying, you get so used to asking that rejection doesn't feel so bad anymore. That rejection just feels like, okay, no worries, maybe next time. And in fact, that's an excellent response to someone saying, no, it's not a good time right now, or no, I don't really want to do that. Just say, hey, no problem. I appreciate you so much supporting my business. Maybe in a few months it'll be a better time. If you end with a maybe in a few months it'll be a better time, that leaves it easier to ask again. Because if you just say, okay, and then you go feel bad about the fact that they said no, it's going to be hard to get your nerve up to ask them again. But if you've left it with a maybe in a few months, we can do it. Well, they'll probably be like, okay, she's going to ask me again. And it's going to be harder for them to say no twice. So there's that too. Okay. One of the things that I'm really going to try to move forward with, and I just feel kind of sick about myself that I don't do a better job, is flipping parties, flipping hostesses, and using the host exclusive kit. Has anybody signed anybody up with a host exclusive starter kit? Michelle, have you?
Yeah, I did Morgan, and she's been great. So.
Yeah. Okay. So she did, and you just flipped that whole party.
Yeah.
Did you flip that whole party for her?
I did, but that was not the first time I had asked her to do that. She had actually had a party before.
Come get your shoes, Kathleen. They're here. Sorry. Yeah, come get her shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like back in the
summer. So you'd asked her. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a party, and then wouldn't flip. But I know her personality. She's very. I mean, I hate to say aggressive, but she is. She's aggressive.
Yeah.
And she knows what she wants. When she knows what she wants, she was really engaging on her Facebook party and, not just liking the stuff. She would comment and make multiple comments like, oh, come on, guys, if somebody's going to win a prize, let's play. And,
right.
I mean, she's done great. Every month she has done really well. So, I mean, but it is hard. It's hard to convince them sometimes.
Well, sometimes, and we're going to talk about how to do that better, but right now Morgan's sitting at number 1 in PRV for the month. So that's pretty encouraging that she said no. You were persistent, you kept sharing, and now she's doing it. And that is pretty awesome. You know, I'm really proud of that. So that's exciting. All right. So talking about moving forward with this flipping as our number 1 goal, I think for us, I know for me, anytime I've got someone to say yes to hosting, I'm just like, kind of like a new team member, like, yes, this is going to be the one. You get so excited. This is going to be a big one. You're going to like, oh, just, it's going to be the best ever. And then if it's a dud, you're really disappointed, right? So there's something really important about just setting the right expectation at the beginning. And part of that is saying, listen, here's how it's going to go. Instead of being so thankful they said yes, that you're just like, oh, you know. So it's a mindset. And I'm going to make a little bit of an outline. I need 1 second. Thanks, Amanda. I'm really sorry. She'll have to come back when it's less crazy, but of course. It's a little crazy. Well, y'all have a good one. Okay, so sorry. All right, so part of it is, sorry, y'all. Oh, you're good. Basically, you want to go in and say, so I'm just going to stick with Leslie as my host because I've talked her into it, right? Now we're going to pretend she said, sure, I'll host a party for you. I'm going to say, great. Okay, so Leslie, here's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to be really in charge because when you go in with your hostess and you're just like, yeah, we're going to set it up, and then you don't want to bug them, much like a new team member, it's not going to go well. You've got to be the person who says, here's how we're going to do it. Now, it's not that you're going to just be real aggressive and bossy necessarily, but you're going to be confident and you're going to guide them. And that's what hostess coaching is. It's going to make sure that they have the necessary tools to have a successful party. So setting the expectation is really going to be, hey, we're going to get you at least a $500 party. That's our goal. I don't even want to talk about 200. Now, I've done that in the past. I've said, hey, if you just get to 200, you'll get rewards. And that's fine. That's great. But it also makes them set the bar low. So the goal is to set it to $500. Okay. We're going to try to get a $500 party because you're going to get mega rewards. So setting that expectation at number 1. You're also going to say, listen, have you ever considered selling Scentsy yourself or the Scentsy business opportunity, whatever wording feels best to you? And they may be like, oh, no, zero interest, right? Now, if there's zero interest, I still want you to say, I hear you, but it makes so much sense to just sign up that I'm going to show you that it's going to be hard to say no. Now, that's a very different conversation because you're going to be talking, let's say we're going to do your $500 party. When you do a $500 party, first of all, I'm going to do all the work. You just have to engage your friends. That's really all you have to do. But when you do a $500 party, you're going to get $70 in free Scentsy. Well, we have this special kit that's called a host exclusive kit. It's $59. So right there, you can use that $75 free and you can get it totally with no money out of pocket. And you're going to still have however much money that is, $15. I don't know. I don't do math. You should know the math when you're talking to your person. But you have this much free and you'll still have, 2 or 3 half price items. So what that's going to do is if you already wanted a warmer, your kit comes with a warmer. It comes with a bar. It comes with some washer whiffs. It comes with all the testers. You can use those for wax. It's such a good deal. Like, it's hard to turn down. In addition, I'm going to turn that in. That whole $500 party is your party. So you are going on the 10th of the next month, you're going to get $100 in your account as well, or whatever it is. What would it be? Yeah, $100 in your account. That's really hard to turn down. Who wouldn't want $100, a free kit of Scentsy plus some extra stuff? I mean, it's a no-brainer. Plus you get 3 months of a website for free. I mean, why not at least just see? So when you go in with that, I have never said that to anybody. I'm going to be real honest. And that is why I have not done well with flipping hostesses. I've always just been, woohoo, so grateful I'm going to get sales. So guess what? My sales are good. But my team building is not as strong because I have not gone with that approach. So moving forward, that's what needs to happen. So that's the flipping the hostess. The other thing is, let's say this is just an off-topic thing, but if someone just wants to join, maybe a random person contacts you, it happens occasionally, or someone you've asked a lot, they want to join, never have them sign up just right away. Always say, great, I can't wait for you to sign up, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a party first. I'm going to do the party for you. We're going to get it to $500. When we get the $500 in orders that day, we're going to sign you up. That's regardless if they do the $99 kit, they actually flip and do the Hostess exclusive kit, regardless. Because why? On day one, they're already going to be at their Shooting Star Award, right? And you've just set them up for success. Now they know exactly how to do it. They're going to do the next $500 party and they're going to be certified. Boom. And you're going to teach them how to do that every time they get a party. We all know that ideally we would have, several bookings a month, 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6, but several a month. And we would have at least 1 or 2 new consultants a month. Now, nobody on our team is doing that. Nobody consistently. But the idea of teaching that from the beginning and moving forward from this point with that as our goal is huge, because it will change a business that has been going for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years with just little pocket change each month or supporting your own habit to a life-changing business because of that exponential growth. And it happens like that. You're always just a few people away from your business changing completely. And that really comes from your Hostess coaching. It's coming from just telling them, you can't live without this deal. This deal is too good to pass up. Why wouldn't you let me just flip this party for you? Tell them too, the other big thing, listen, I'm going to be here every step of the way. You only have to put in $200 in a whole year. So that's very low end commitment. If you decide to let it go at any point, you can come back for free anytime. Like, it's just such a good deal. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So that's really setting that expectation immediately to flip a party, that's what you really want to do. The other thing to think about, do you know what happens if somebody has a website link, a party link, and somebody orders right from the link? When you try to flip that party, do you know what happens? Anybody?
Yeah.
What is it?
You get that PRV because it happens instantaneously. It will not roll over.
Right. Your new consultant who maybe got to a $500 party doesn't get that PRV if it was a personal website order, even on their shopping link, because it immediately processes under you as the consultant. Now, I need to confirm this, but I have heard that if you call, they might be able to transfer it, but I would never bank on that. And so something I never thought about, but I just saw somebody share this tip. When you set up the party link, you can make it show on your website or not. You don't want to show it, as tempting as it is, because boy, isn't it nice as a consultant when those orders just come in on your personal website and you're like, woohoo, magic orders. I didn't have to take it. I don't have to do credit cards. I didn't have to package it. I don't have to give it. Yeah. Like you always think, well, bummer, because it's not labeled. But other than that, it's like magic. And so it's really tempting to want to just accept that, but it's going to hurt your flipping game. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that you tell them right away, listen, we're not going to have people enter their orders right on the website. And here's why. When we close this, you're going to want those orders to help you make your first $100, like boom. So the more you just say, this is what we're doing, and keep planting that seed, even if they say no, because here's the thing. Let's say you get to the end of that party, somebody sold $600 and they still are like, no, I don't want to do it. Well, then I would say, is there somebody in your party that you think would want that exclusive kit and $100 on the 10th? I mean, why not offer it to someone in their party? Because you already have that ability, right? So that's a thought too. Just being creative and continuing and consistent in that, and knowing that that's what you're going for is really big. Okay, so one thing I was going to say about Hostess Coaching, you want to make sure that you solidify your date and what kind of party you're going to do right away. Don't be so excited they said yes that you're like, okay, we'll talk later. Because it's so much harder to get your nerve up again to call and to, especially if they don't say anything the next time you talk, and then you're like chicken out if you're like me. So it's really important to nail it down and to go ahead and give them like 2 or 3 options of a type of party and just try to get it booked right away. Is there anyone that's never done like a live party? Everybody done one?
Not.
Okay. So here's my types of parties. We're going to go through that a different week, but just when you're thinking of hostess coaching and you decide what kind of party, if this hostess off the bat seems like they're just kind of been talked into it, they're only doing it to get you off their back, they don't seem that excited, and they're like, I just want to do like a Facebook party and leave it open a week. That's not going to be a good party. I can tell you right now, it's going to be a dud. You almost shouldn't even worry about it because it's going to be disappointing. So if you get someone like that, you can do it, but just know to set your expectations that it was going to take something very special for that to happen. So what you need to do when you talk to your hostess is say, listen, I would love to do this with you. On day 1, here's what I need you to do. On day 3, here's what I need you to do. On day 5, they need a real good outline of what you want them to do, but it does need to be simple. So it's not like you're asking them to do some elaborate thing. You can provide exact verbiage. You can say, I want you to message your people. And of course, we know with those kind of events, those hostesses that aren't that into it, the number one mistake they're going to make is they're going to add 360 people to their Evite. And that's not good either. You want to tell them, do not do that. You want to pick 20 to 25 people tops. You want to be intentional about who you invite. You want to personally message and ask them if they'd like to be added. It's hard for people to say no. Now, people will ignore it. But if you personally ask, hey, would you want to be added to my little Cincy Facebook party that we're doing in a week? Most of the time people will say, sure. Okay, some people will ignore it. But if they're really going after the quality people, and tell them they need to get their top 5 people, the 5 people who would say yes to them no matter what. You know, everybody has those people. So that's part of the hostess coaching, to get them to personally invite people, also to put up on their wall, hey, I'm hosting a Facebook Cincy party. Who wants to be added? You're going to get at least a few people that way. And then they're going to want to do that again the day of the party. So timeline and just telling them what to do, making it simple, giving them the verbiage is really important. All right. So in addition to that, you can always do invitations for them if you're going to devote the right amount of time. But more than anything, voice messages are huge. Voice messages to your hostess, the voice messages, and some people will set up a FaceTime. I think that's even more ideal. But if you're like, I do not like to FaceTime people, at least send voice messages. Hey, Heather, I'm so excited for your party that we're kicking off Wednesday. Today, would you just make sure that you've messaged your 15 people and let me know how many have accepted? Just simple little things that you are constantly in verbal contact with. So it's more personal. It's not just typing. I think that's really huge. A really big tip. All right. As you get ready to close your party too, you need to get them to remind people, hey, the party's closing tomorrow. I know you were interested in those fragrance flowers. Don't forget, we've got a 3-pack for, and you save some money. Just some little thing like that. In fact, I've just been invited to a Norwax party by one of our friends, and she just messaged that she's closing the party. She's been a really good hostess. She's done a lot of the things that she's supposed to do. So it tells me that consultant for Norwax has done a good job of hostess coaching, because it's hard to forget about, where so many Facebook events are easy to forget about. I've been invited to probably 10 parties this last week, and this is the only one really on my mind because the hostess has done what she's supposed to do. So it's imperative, once you get the host, set up the expectation that you're going to have a $500 party, not in a way that makes her stressed out, but in a way of, I'm going to show you how to do it. And then you are personally going to reach out to people as well, and you're going to tell her exactly what to say and when to say it. And we're going to work on that outline a little bit. I'm going to share some of that with you during the week. Okay. So as we kind of come to the close here, party packs are another thing we briefly talked about last week. They work really great when you know that you're going to have people really interested, and that's where you create, we talked about, you can do varying degrees of expense. It can be done very cheap. It can be done with felt samples. It can be done with, just rub and sniff stickers to keep your price point low. It can be done with the product sheets versus a catalog or a showcase brochure. You have to do what's in your budget, but getting something to the people that are going to come to the party is huge. It takes more planning, but if you just say, every month I'm going to personally host a party on the 3rd Tuesday of the month. And you say, okay, so that means on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, I'm going to start sending out party packs with an invitation to that party every month. You can be your own hostess. You can do the things. Or you say, you know what, I'm going to plan to do that, but I'm going to try to find a hostess for it. If I don't find a hostess, I'm going to move forward myself. If I don't have a hostess by the 7th of the month. But if you do, then you ask them for their people and you still have time to send it before that 3rd Tuesday of the month or whatever you decide. Just something consistent. I have always been a big believer. If you don't get a party booked, book your own. Do your own party. And sometimes no one will show up, but a lot of times they will. And it's about keeping it in their face and knowing that it's going to happen, or making it fun. Do a color party, a flower coloring party. That's great too. We've done that on Zoom. We did do a family scavenger hunt, which was really fun. And it can be like things like, go find, a black sock. And then when they bring the black sock back, you go, awesome. I love doing our laundry with, jammy time. And you just show a product every time they come back. It doesn't have to be real elaborate, and it's fun and people get into it. All right, we're going to talk all about that. So the challenges this week, I'm going to post a video I did a long time ago. It's embarrassing, but that's okay. I'm willing to do that. I may redo it. I may make a new one, but because I rewatched it, it's from several years ago. And first I was blonde and even rounder. And it has some outdated things that I might tweak, but I may just post it. I don't know. If you watch that video and you comment with something you learned or something you do or a tip, you'll get 25 points for the week. Challenge number 2 is I'm going to share several, and some of the prefects hopefully will share some hostess flipping videos that other consultants have put out there. If you watch it and comment, you'll get 15 points per video. I would love for you to share a video of you telling your host your top 5 tips for a successful party. So it'd be you saying, okay, here are the 5 things we're going to really make sure we do. Blah, 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 or get somebody in your family to help you pretend they're a hostess. If you do that, because that's a big one, asking you to video it, 50 points. And if you want to make party packs this week to have some on hand for when you get that booking, if you make 5 to 10 party packs and share a picture or a video of them on our team page, you'll get 100 points for your house. That's a big one, because I know that takes a lot of work, but it also is awesome. And you can do it however you like. You can always use the Scentsy samples that come ready packaged. I got the doggy shampoo samples. I got some of the laundry samples, any of that stuff. And I'm going to write down who's here so you'll get Zoom points as well. Talissa, Michelle, Heather, and Leslie. I wonder what happened to Shauna. I saw her pop on and then she disappeared.
Yeah, she said as soon as she popped on, her mom called. So she had to get off. Yeah.
I understand. All right. Well, I think that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. Let me get your opinion. So last week was our first week for me to post challenges. Some people did more than others. Do you like that the challenges are all out there on day 1 for the whole week? Or do you want me to release one on a day and maybe another on another day? Y'all have a preference or a thought?
I like that it's out there.
Michelle said she likes this out there. Okay. Leslie, what were you thinking?
And with it being out there, that means we have up until, is it Friday or Saturday?
Really, honestly, it's probably up till Sunday about this time. So basically Zoom to Zoom is fine. Because I'm going to try to tally points Sunday nights. That's my goal. So, yeah. Okay. Well, since I know it's mostly prefects, I'm going to stop recording. Thank you guys. But if you would hang on 1 second, I'm just going to stop the recording. Maybe stop recording.